Welcome back to Thrive by the Rising Muse. I'm Natty,
And I'm Veda.
and we are here to thrive.
And today we're easing into something we all need, a gentle reset.
We have talked about letting go of who we can't be anymore. Today, we're shifting into how to start functioning with peace instead of pressure.
hmm So if you're still tired, still cleaning up the mental or literal mess from the past, or still figuring out what now, this episode is for you.
Mm-hmm.
People think a reset means completely starting over.
Yeah,
No. A reset is simply returning back to center.
right. And a reset is gentle, it's grounding. It's a small step that says, let me get back to myself and back into alignment.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's as simple as clearing a small area,
Yep.
getting hydrated, taking a shower. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we take that for granted.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Doing a 10-minute reset instead of a 10-step morning routine.
And I think that's part of the issue. Sometimes we take a task like we think it's going to be so big, like especially at the beginning of the year, people are like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be a new person by the first week.
Mhm.
And then by the second week, you're like, oh, I failed. No, because you took too much in. And, you know, if you have been who you are or you've been having the habits that you have for the last 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, you can't expect everything to be like and
Right.
happen. So start small,
hmm
small goals,
Yeah.
and then you can grow that from there.
Right.
Because resets are about reality, not perfection.
Right.
So one thing I've learned is that peace is built in through micro systems, not complicated routines, little supportive habits.
Yes. Things like a landing zone near the door,
Mm-hmm.
a 5-minute nighttime reset, a weekly brain dump moment,
Mm-hmm.
having your morning essentials in one spot,
Mm-hmm.
prepping your emotional space, not just your physical space.
Absolutely. And I have to say, like, for example, Mondays and Tuesdays are my craziest days.
hmm
And one of the things that gives me more peace is on Sunday, I usually have everything lined up for those 2 days. I know Monday, once I hit the house, the out of the door, I'm not going to come home until very, very late. So I won't be able to have any time to prepare anything for Tuesday. So I
Right.
do that since Sunday.
hmm
That way I'm not going crazy.
hmm
And those are the little things that, micro systems that
hmm
help you have more peace instead of in little habits that help you function better.
hmm
All right. So let's talk about the emotional side.
Well, before we get to that,
Yes.
when you build tiny systems,
Right.
then your nervous system doesn't have to work so hard.
That's good. And that is true. Because usually when we're stressed, that's just our nervous system being in a fight or flight mode. So yes, that's very accurate, very good. So let's talk about the emotional side because peace is really not about schedule. It's about our inner world.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us have been emotionally cluttered right now from last year.
Right.
And one of the best resets is asking yourself, what am I still carrying that I don't need today?
Right.
What am I still carrying that I don't need?
Well, maybe guilt.
Could be.
Maybe you're carrying some guilt from the past.
Or pressure.
Pressure, yes. Maybe someone else's expectations.
Mm.
Yeah, not only we have unrealistic expectations sometimes, But sometimes we're trying to meet somebody else's
Right,
expectations,
right.
which I have a secret to tell you. You won't.
No.
You know, nobody, you can't feel anybody else's expectations
Mm-mm.
because they're in their head and nothing is going to be there.
Mhm,
Mm-hmm.
mhm. Or maybe you have old fear
Yeah.
that you have never worked through,
Mm-hmm.
inventoried,
Right.
and resolved.
Very good.
Mhm.
So,
Give yourself permission to emotionally declutter.
mhm,
You don't have to bring yesterday's weight into today.
that's right.
All right. So now we're going to talk about systems for a peaceful week.
Right.
Let's break down some general systems to help you start the year grounded.
Well, here's some of my favorites. The first one is the 20-minute weekend reset. You just do 2 10-minute blocks, one for your space and one for your mind. So, like I was saying, like for my reset on in terms of space, is I organize my stuff for the week during my 10-minute block. In my mind, then I think about all those negative emotions that I have to dump out, or like I said, the guilt, the pressure, and get that totally moving on.
Mhm.
Then there's the choose three method. Pick three priorities for the week, not 30, just three. You and I have a joke when we are talking about something. For example, we need to go get something, and you say, "Well, that's not a whatever emergency.
Yeah, it's not an emergency.
It's not an emergency."
Like a paper towel emergency
Right.
or
Right. Right. Or, we need to print something. It's not a printing emergency.
Mhm.
Uh, so think, what are those things that are really emergencies, or really urgent
Or important.
or important,
Mhm.
and pick three.
Yeah.
Probably you need to eat. That's a priority. So you need to figure out menu, or, you know, getting your stuff organized for food.
Mhm.
Um,
But then think about this. For people, we know we need to eat.
right.
It's not always comfortable or conducive to eat. So if you don't have time to eat, make sure that you have some kind of protein shake
Mm-hmm.
to keep your energy up.
Yeah. Protein bars in there, and
Yeah,
or
because, running
snacks.
on empty,
Yeah.
never know when you're going to fizzle out. And I hate that dumpy feeling.
Well, and you can't function properly.
Mm.
There's nothing worse than being hungry. You'll have a stressful day. You're at work, you have 20 meetings and 10 projects to do, and somebody comes and puts one more thing on your desk,
Mhm,
and you haven't eaten all day.
mhm.
You're probably going to eat their head
Yeah,
out.
you may not receive that very well.
Right.
Mm,
You might bite their heads off,
yeah,
even though, it was not their fault.
yeah.
So, yeah, keep food in, snacks in your bag.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't know, pretzels, or like you said, protein bar, shakes, or
And make
something.
sure if you're on a regimen of medication, make sure that you're consistent with that,
Yeah,
because that can also affect
everything.
everything. Yes. How about having a quiet hour?
Ooh, that's nice.
Take 1 hour weekly with no noise, no demands, and no screen.
Now, if you have little ones at home, that can be challenging. Now, if you have a partner, you both can take turns.
Mhm,
You go outside with them while I take my hour, and then I get him back while you take your hour. But sometimes, well, weather permits, I just take him to the playground.
mhm.
And that it has noise, but there's no demands and no screens. And I have my hour for me. I'm just making sure that he's still alive,
Mhm.
and it's some quiet time for me. The other thing is, and I know I'm guilty of this, make sure they go to bed early so that you can have, because I know a lot of parents just whenever they fall asleep, they stay late just to have their time. I've done that. The kid goes to bed at 12 and you stay until 1 a.m. just to have that quiet time, but then you're exhausted the next day.
Mhm.
So try to make sure that they go to bed early so that you can have your time at a decent
You could have quality nighttime,
time.
yes, to
Right.
yourself.
The other thing is, write the small wins list. Write down those tiny wins. They count, even if it might sound insignificant, but it really isn't. And remember, it's like filling a cup. Tiny drops will eventually fill the cup.
Mhm. How about making a peace plan?
Mm,
Schedule rest with the same intention that you schedule work.
I need to do that. I schedule a lot of work. I rarely schedule rest. But that's you know, and I love scheduling, you know that. Um but that's wise because you schedule work, you schedule your appointments, you schedule your trips, if you have a partner, you schedule your date nights. It's also good to schedule your quiet time.
Yeah, and we even look at the clock to say, "Ooh, our show is coming up."
Right.
So
Yes.
have to look at the clock and say, "Ooh, it's time to have our peace time,
I like.
quiet time."
So let's talk about what peace actually feels like. Okay. So peace is not perfection.
Now,
And it's not aesthetic, meaning it's not pretty. And peace is not productivity. The fact that you accomplish 600 projects is not peace. So, no, that is not productivity.
right.
Uh huh.
But peace is presence,
Hmm.
okay? Being in the moment. Peace is clarity,
Hmm.
and peace is the ability to pause.
Hmm. And peace becomes easier when your daily systems supports your emotional. It's like exercise. You have to practice, practice,
Mhm.
practice.
Peace is something that we all
Hmm.
have to practice.
Right.
And we really have to focus on that because it does not come natural.
Right. Absolutely.
And it's not magical. It's not just going to magically appear.
Right.
We have to be intentional. Mhm.
So, how about if we give our audience 5 minutes of a mindful moment so that they can enjoy what it is to
Mhm.
slow down? So, if you're driving, please, please, please pull over.
Let's take a slow breath together.
Hmm.
Inhale, hold, exhale. In through your nose, out through your mouth.
Now, whisper to yourself, I welcome peace in my week. Small steps still move me forward. I deserve ease. And now let that settle in your body.
Mm, mm. So, as we go into this new year of 2026, um, we know that a lot of us are guilty of making these unrealistic um
Resolutions.
resolutions. Yes, resolutions. Unrealistic.
Right.
Okay. Start small. Take small steps.
Right.
Steps that are achievable,
Right.
because as soon as it doesn't work out, we have a bad habit
Well,
of quitting
right, right.
and feeling like we failed.
Look, for example, and I know that's not everybody's thing, but I love milk. And what I did was to get to the least fat percentage of milk. I went from whole milk to 2%. And I did 2% for years. Then at some point, I heard that if you switch from 2% to 1%, it tastes about the same, but you're eliminating 50% of the fat. Again, I know that's not for everybody. So I went from 2% to 1%. Now you can't catch me alive on skim milk because that is dirty water. That's my opinion. But that takes time.
Yeah.
You fry the fries. You do French fries at home and you fry them. Then you get an air fryer.
Mm-hmm.
And now you still having the fries, but not in the fryer. So it's less grease and less,
Calories.
calories and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So you don't have to clean, and this is in terms of nutrition. There's other kinds of resolutions, but usually weight loss and health are the biggest ones that people do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go ahead and clean the refrigerator on the first week of the year, put only fruits and vegetables, and then join a gym and go cold turkey because that is going to last 3 days.
And
Have
that's why we say you don't have to rush into structure.
Mhm,
You need to ease into structure,
mhm,
because it takes time to train our brain,
mhm.
okay, for that structure. So,
But think about this, and it takes 21 days to create a habit, and you are trying to create 5 to 10 habits at the same time.
mhm,
You're trying to eat healthy, that's one habit.
mhm,
You're trying to exercise, that's a second habit. You're trying to measure, portions, that's
mhm.
another habit.
Portion control.
Portion control,
Mhm,
that's a different habit.
mhm.
So you're doing way, way too much.
You know how people say you're doing too
Yes,
much,
that's too
really
much.
doing too much.
And I know probably people that have gym memberships would not applaud me for saying this. Don't go and sign up for a membership at the beginning of the year. Start walking.
Yeah.
Even if it's cold, then walk inside the house. But
Or go to the mall.
or go yes,
Good
go to the
walking
mall.
inside.
But
Yes.
until you have a habit of movement, my recommendation is don't go and sign up for a membership that's going to lock you into a year or whatever time, and you're going to just waste the money.
Yep.
So at least, get the habit and figure out your schedule. When is the time that I can go move? Movement is movement, no matter where you do it.
Mhm.
So create your schedule and start practicing. Once you get in the habit that every 3 times, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 2 o'clock, from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, I can work out, walk, whatever, and you have that as a habit. If you want to at that point
Mhm.
join a membership, then by all means.
Mhm.
But, you know, I have paid for so many memberships. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
And and you have to take it easy when you go in, because that's how I ended up not going back the last time,
Mhm.
because even though I had already been going for a year and I had seen results and everything, but then at that point I got cocky, and instead of going one more step, I thought I was okay, so I went 10 more steps and got hurt. And then now I couldn't go back, and all that work went by the wayside.
That's true.
So the same thing with journaling. Let's say you want to start journaling. Uh don't need 10 hours or an hour of journaling a day. Start with 3 minutes.
Mhm.
Something simple, 3 minutes. And then as the days go, you form a habit. Then you can um do more time or
Yeah,
whatever fits.
yeah.
The other thing that, especially when it comes to food, that people don't realize is a lot of our foods have things that are addictive, like sugar, for
You
example.
mean additives?
So they have additives, and there's things, if you read the labels, that have sugar that it will blow your mind. Why
Right,
would they have sugar
right,
in it? And but sugar, it's kind of like a drug, and you can go. I mean, you can, but God bless you. Go cold turkey into that.
right.
You have to ease yourself into it because you're gonna quit real quick because you're gonna have um DTs,
Withdrawal.
withdrawal symptoms,
Mhm,
just like if you were on actual illegal drugs, like the headaches, the sweats,
mhm,
the yeah. So
mhm.
be mindful that I mean, you can make some big jumps, but you can't take everything out at once until your body adjusts. And the cleaner you eat, the healthier it is, but it takes a while for your body to adjust and for you to actually find out everything that has junk in it.
And that's called giving yourself grace.
Of course.
We really need to be nicer to ourselves. Um, and there's nothing wrong with having a plan,
Mhm.
but you didn't accumulate or your bad habit overnight.
Right.
It took time,
Right.
and it's gonna take time for you to change, especially your mindset.
Right.
Because as soon as you say, "I can't eat this," that's when you crave it.
The most.
Okay, I've never craved that before, but because I
Mhm.
heard the words, "I cannot
Mhm.
eat it," my brain said, "I want this."
Yeah, and you can't watch TV because the commercials are terrible.
Right,
Mhm.
right. And, see, you like cooking show,
I do, and it's bad.
but it's gonna be real hard to try to back off from carbs,
See,
sugars.
carbs are necessary.
They are,
You know, fruits are carbs. Vegetables have
they
carbs.
are.
I don't think that see clean eating, which is what I think is the best for anybody, doesn't talk so much about eliminating food groups except anything that's processed.
Mhm.
So, you can eat bread. The easiest thing is when if you read a label and you can't pronounce the words,
Don't eat.
don't eat it. That's it.
Mhm,
Um Things that are because then they process in your body as fat.
mhm,
Now, coming from big people,
mhm.
it may not transmit the message. But I'll tell you this, I know what I need to do. I just don't do it. I met with a nutritionist last year or 2 years ago. And she was like, okay, so what do you know? And I told her the whole thing. And she said, well, what do you need help with? I said, I don't. I know exactly what I need to do. I just need to do it. I've been doing, as somebody who's overweight, I've been doing research all my life of what's supposed to happen. Um, I just don't do it. And for whatever reason, different reasons. There's an emotional component to that.
Mhm.
But you know, the and the best thing for us is to be healthy, not necessarily be thin. You can
Oh,
be
yeah, I gave up thin long time
you
ago.
can be a big person and be healthy, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
Um, The Bible says that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. And one of the things I've always said is I need to be healthy because the Lord has commanded me to do certain things.
Mhm,
If I don't take care of my body,
mhm.
and then I won't be able to be healthy enough to do those things, and then I will not hear good and faithful servant because I didn't take care of what I needed to take care of
Right,
to do what I needed to do. But since we are in a sinful, messed up world, um, we all don't make the best decisions all the time.
right.
And starting to make the right decisions is perfect,
Mhm,
but there's a process.
mhm.
It's a journey.
Let me give you an example. 4 years ago, we found out my husband was diabetic
Right.
at 60 years old.
Mhm.
Now, you've lived 60 years from
Mhm.
being high school football player,
Mhm.
college football player, Marine Corps football player, all of this, eating, I think he was defensive tackle or line or something, one of them defensive things. He was big and knocked people down.
Before he was diagnosed diabetic, he would have a chocolate cake and he'd just cut it into 4
Mhm.
pieces.
That's his chocolate pie.
Oh, pie.
That was his favorite
Mm.
chocolate pie. He would cut the pie in 4 pieces, and it wasn't to share with 3 other people.
No.
It was a piece each time he came to partake of his favorite pie.
Right.
That's why he cut it into 4s. It took some time
Mhm.
for his mind
To transition.
to transition that
Mhm.
I cannot eat a whole chocolate pie
Mhm.
anymore,
Mhm.
okay? I can't sit up at night and eat chocolate brownies while I'm watching TV late and stuff.
Right.
And, me as a wife, when I found out he was a diabetic, I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna cook clean, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that," and we sitting there going, "Oh, it's gotta be a better way. Just gotta be a better way." And there was a better way,
Yeah.
but we had to be purposeful
Mhm.
and had, um, presence of mind
Mhm.
to say, "Look, either I start changing my old
Mhm.
habits or the diabetes gonna get
Right.
worse." And it got worse before it got better,
Mhm.
but I'm glad that
Now how's that under control?
that light came on
Mhm.
because I can't be knocking food out of your Don't eat that.
Right.
You can't eat that, you know? No, this is for you,
Mhm.
um, and, so you have to make your decision, I make my decision,
Mhm.
but our decisions need to be toward a healthier you.
Right.
Now, I know those moments hit peanut brittle. I made some peanut brittle one time, and it said put so much butter in it, but I put extra butter in it because I wanted it to taste peanut butter brittly. New word, but still.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. And when I made it and I tasted it, oh my God, you could taste the butter. It's like, yes. Well, I broke up some pieces, put them in a Ziploc bag,
Oh, Lord.
broke up some pieces for me, but it's like every time I looked down, the bag was empty, and I really wasn't through experiencing that. It,
Butter
I
taste.
had to get back to that initial feel. It's drug, y'all. It's
I
drug.
told you, sugar is a drug.
It's a drug.
And so let's move out of food. What about finances? Sometimes your new goal for the year is you're gonna get out of debt.
Mhm.
Okay. your salary has not increased.
Mm-mm.
So you can get a second job, or you're already on a second job. So you say, "Oh, I'm going to just, you can't get rid of the internet right now. That's a service that everybody needs. But
Mhm.
I'm going to get rid of cable. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going
We
to get
did drop cable.
I don't have cable anymore.
We don't have cable.
I just have internet and streaming stuff.
Streaming. Yeah.
And you might get rid of the streaming apps that are paid. There's some good stuff out there
Yeah.
that is not paid. So that's a saving.
Mhm.
You can go through your subscriptions of stuff and see what you can get rid of and not. That's okay.
Mhm.
But then by the next month, you say, well, I haven't made a difference. Again, you did not get $50,000 in the hole overnight.
Mm.
Now, let me tell you what happened with my car. My car was supposed to be paid in, I think it was 7 years. And what I did was something as simple as the payment was whatever 80. And I paid the full, like if it was 280, I paid 300. If it was 380, it was 400. Whatever it was, I just completed that.
Mhm.
And every month I did that.
Mhm.
I ended up paying the car a year earlier
Mhm.
with just those 20 extra dollars. So it works. If your minimum payment is $28, if you do 30, that's not gonna make much of a difference. But if you can do 50,
Mhm.
it starts coming down. So um you won't be able to bite the whole thing at once, but there's little bitty changes that you can make.
Yeah.
There's little bitty things that sometimes you have. Check your statement and see what are you paying for that you have, because that's one of the things and has happened to me. You get automatic debits
Mhm.
and you forget,
ACH withdrawals.
yeah, that they're there.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute. And you could be saving 40, 60, $100 or more if you look at, wait a minute, I'm paying this every month and I don't even use this anymore.
Mhm.
So get rid of that.
Mhm.
And those extra 20 or 40 can go towards another debt
Good.
or to something else. So those are some of the little things that when we have goals,
Mhm.
we can do. You want to buy a house. That's a bigger one,
Mhm.
but you can say, okay, I want to buy a house. What would be my budget? Not about the down payment, not about the closing cost. How much with the salary I have I could afford for a mortgage?
Mhm.
Then you see how much of a mortgage you can afford. Now you can look into those those houses. Let's just make up a
That
number.
price range.
By price range. But here's where I'm going with. You might not be able to buy the house before June.
Mhm.
You might not. But let's say, and I'm totally making up a number because I know there's no houses this price anymore. Let's say the house that you can afford is $100,000. So you now figure out that you need 10% or 3% for down payment.
Mhm.
If you're getting an FHA, if you qualify for it, or if you have credit problems, you start working on those credit issues.
Mhm.
You start all that money that you took out of the saving from those subscriptions, you put in a different account so you don't touch it.
Right.
You calculate, I don't know, $10,000 for closing costs. Maybe not this year, but maybe by next year,
Mhm.
two things can happen. One, you may have all the costs to buy the house. Maybe you have a better salary by then, and then you can finally get your house.
Mhm.
So it's a matter of planning
Mhm.
into whatever you want.
Yeah.
Um, mental health. Um, do you need to invest in counseling?
Mhm.
Or if you can't, do you need to talk or be part of a program within the faith community? If
Mhm.
you can't afford it, there's some programs like Cyber Recovery that help with a lot of things and it has no cost.
Right.
Um, so it's all a matter of setting what is you can get to the ultimate goal,
Mhm.
but you have to break it down into little bitty micro pieces.
Mhm.
And you may think, oh, but that's going to take, it really doesn't. Once you start making progress, you will see it.
And I remember when we were, going through a finance,
Hmm.
class,
Hmm.
and one of the things they told us was, "Write out all your monthly
Hmm.
expenses." Okay? All your credit cards, utilities, and you know utilities are gonna be
Hmm.
reoccurring.
Hmm.
But credit card, loans, other stuff,
Hmm.
and what we were taught was start paying off the smallest
Hmm.
first,
Hmm.
and take that money that you were doing the smallest bill
Hmm.
when you pay it off, add that to the next one.
Hmm.
It's like, "Oh, okay, I don't have to put that mu" but if you're trying to pay pay down your debt,
Hmm.
one of the things people look at all these numbers and they get overwhelmed
Hmm.
and just give up.
Or they try to attack the biggest one.
Do not
Right.
attack the biggest.
Right.
Start with the smallest, not the
Right.
biggest. And the money that you will put in on the bill that you paid off, take that money and add it to the next bill. That means that it will be paid off sooner.
Faster. Yes. Yes.
And that's how we learn, because when we bought our house, in 6 weeks, we went through 6 weeks of financial boot camp.
Mm.
And that's what it felt like,
Hmm.
because if anything was still on our credit,
Hmm.
we would have to write a letter,
Hmm.
and show that they've taken it off, that
Right.
it's really, and so we had to go back and forth, back and forth. It was worth it the day that we put the key in the door to our
Hmm.
home that
Hmm.
we were buying,
Right.
because we had been renting for years.
Hmm.
And it's like, it was worth it, but when you're going through it, yeah, it can be a headache. It
Yeah.
can be stressful. It can give you anxiety, all this. You need to know when to back off.
Hmm.
Okay? This is giving me a headache. I got to step back. Okay?
Hmm.
Um, I've been seeing a lot of things about, they have apps to help you organize your space,
Yes.
organize your closet,
Hmm.
your bedroom,
Hmm.
living room, all this stuff to get it. Because you can walk in there and stuff is all over the place and you just turn around and go back. It's just maybe tomorrow, not today.
Right.
But even the little things, you can set your alarm for 15
Hmm.
minutes. I'm looking at my bedroom. 15 minutes. What can I do in 15 minutes?
Hmm.
And what you're focusing on is, how many things can I put in their proper place
Hmm.
in 15 minutes?
Right.
And it's like a game show,
Hmm.
you know, and the reward you get is that good feeling.
Hmm.
And you'll be surprised when the alarm goes off after 15 minutes. It's not like you just throw stuff down and say, I picked it. You might do it, but
You might be
you're
able to
getting
go.
in the groove of things and say, okay, I'm going to finish this.
Hmm.
But to start somewhere,
Hmm.
with a timer,
Hmm.
go walk in my closet, Okay. What can I do in 15 minutes? Okay. I may end up just sitting on the floor of my closet waiting for the time for
For
the
the
timer
timer
to just, go
go off.
off, you know. But it's like, okay, I'm gonna do 15 minutes worth of work. And if you committed to that 15 minutes, before you know it,
Yeah, you can make a dent of
you
something.
can make a big dent. Now, I don't know about other people, but I have a special chair in my room
Full clothes.
for clothes. Mm-hmm.
Mhm,
I have a clothes chair
mhm.
in my room. Trying on stuff. Didn't work. Throw it on the chair. Pulling off stuff, you know, didn't wear for a long time. Throw it on the chair. I know I'm not the only one.
Oh, I have a whole crib. Mason
Uh,
doesn't have a crib since he was a baby, and the crib is where all the
being
clothes
used for all.
all the clothes.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I get the energy and the wolf and sit there and empty 95% of the crib and put everything in hangers.
Yeah, because I've called you. So what you doing? I'm folding up
I'm
clothes
folding
out of the crib.
right. And then the week after that, I'm in a rush and I
And
just
it gets full of.
kiss full again.
Mhm.
Yeah. Truth be told.
If you don't get anything else out of this today, I want you to get this. Start small
Right.
because we can get overwhelmed so quickly. Just start small. If you decide you want to start walking today, start with 3,000 steps, 5,000 steps,
3,000 steps.
5,000
That's a
steps.
lot.
Okay,
For a first day, that's a lot.
that may be a lot. Or you set your own. How many steps do I normally do in a day?
Right. And this is this is the way I did it when I was walking religiously. The first day I just did what I could. I didn't have a particular time or a number.
Mhm.
I just did what I could because it was day one. So that was kind of like baseline.
Mhm.
Then the next day I added 100 steps. So let's say the first day I did 1,200 just to say a number. I make sure that the next day I did 1,300. I added 100 extra steps. Now, by the time I had been doing it for 2 weeks, adding 100 steps, my body was used to, so I was able to add instead of 100, 500
Mhm.
because my body was already more accustomed to move it.
Mhm.
Um, and the way I remember, it took me about 6, 7 months where I was running. I was walking 4 miles, but then I had started to run half a mile and walk the other three and a half.
Mhm.
Ah, but I started, like I said, first I just did probably a mile because it
Mhm.
was one way around the park where I was going.
Mhm.
And then I just added 100 steps and 100 steps until my body was like, no, you can do way more than 100 extra. So I went and went until I was doing 4 miles
Cool. You ever walked in your kitchen and said, "Oh my God, what happened?
every day.
What happened?"
Yeah. Unless you live by yourself, something always
You
happens.
can take that timer,
Mhm.
that 15 minute, go in the kitchen and be surprised
Oh,
what you
yeah.
can achieve in that time. Um, it's said that we can function better when our surroundings are organized.
Hmm.
No, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
And what I liked about what you said about making it a game is maybe you can get, especially if it's cleaning,
Mm,
you can get the family involved.
mm, mm.
let's see who gets more stuff done in 15 minutes. And it's just 15 minutes. It's not like 3 hours.
Well, I know I walked in my grandson's room the other day, and it looked better than this looked, and I don't know when. And I'm like, what happened? He wanted to go to his friend's house.
So he had to do something.
Mm-hmm. I walk in the room and
Whose room is this?
yeah, we had to step out and okay.
Make sure you were in the same house.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, I haven't seen this room this clean. Yeah, he wanted to go to his friend's house.
Mhm.
What is going to get you motivated?
Right.
What is gonna get you excited about doing something? Whatever your muse is, whatever gets you going. And you know, some people clean better listening to music.
That used to be me.
Put that speaker on,
Get on going.
get me some Motown music.
I know you hate commercials
I
with a passion. However, I use commercials. When I need to get some housework and I'm too tired to, I just sit, watch the show, and as soon as the commercial come, it tells you you're gonna have 3, 4, whatever number of
mhm,
commercials. So I know I
mhm,
have 2 minutes to do something.
mhm.
And I just run and throw the thing in the washer, put the other one in the dryer, start putting some stuff in the dishwasher, and do back when the show is back. And as soon as the commercials come back, take off
Mhm.
and do something else. So that's a
Um,
game I personally play.
yeah, if we can make it fun,
Hmm.
um, and you also it's the way you look at it,
Right.
you know? The mind has to be willing
Yes.
to change
Yeah.
or to try something new.
Hmm.
Um, you know, but it can be done.
Oh yeah.
And how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Right.
So you may have to take smaller bites than usual and work up to a small bite.
Now, one thing I want to say is because one of the things we discussed earlier is about other people's expectations.
Mm,
Make sure that the goals that you're setting for yourself are for yourself.
yes.
They're not to satisfy anybody's wishes
No,
because that's not going to work.
no.
One, is not going to meet their expectations. Two, if you that's not an internal drive, so it's not going to get you
That's
too far.
performance based.
Right. And that's not healthy. The other thing is I read something the other day that uh, caught my attention. It was like we need to balance the things that we want to do with relationship and our life. For example, don't let your house be to the point where it has roaches and rats around. And that you can't walk and your feet get stuck to the floor.
Mm.
But not folding a load of laundry is not gonna be the end of the world.
You're not a fail.
You're not a failure. In the context where I was reading this was a mom was saying when she was a young mom, her kids wanted to snuggle with her. Nuh-uh, I'll be there in the back because I have to go do the dishes. I have to do
Mhm.
the laundry. I have to do this. I have to do that. Now the kids are grown, and now she missed all those opportunities. But God gave her a child in her older age, and now she says the dishes will be there. He wants to snuggle. I'm snuggling him until he feels like it. Then I'll go do the dishes, or then I'll go fold the laundry. You know, bear in mind what's really important in life.
Mhm.
Of course, having, like I said, a clean house is part of it, but not to the detriment of you missing relationships within your home,
Special moments.
special moments
Mm,
within your home. And special moments are not holidays.
mm,
Special moments are
mm,
just
mm.
little things like that. That
Quiet time,
right,
intimate time
right, right.
with your spouse or children
Children
or
or
partner.
right, or
Mhm.
even the dog or the cat.
Yes, little
Yeah,
fur baby.
right,
Yeah.
right. So be mindful that uh, in your time with God,
Yes.
because sometimes we are so busy doing things of the world. The house is spick and span. We go to the gym. We go to work. We do all these things, and we don't even separate some time to spend with the Lord.
Right. We have to remember how
Remember?
we got where we are,
Mm-hmm.
who got us where we are,
Mm-hmm.
who gave us the ability to do what we do
Mm-hmm.
to get us where we are
Yeah.
or where we want to be.
Right.
And yeah, be give yourself a little grace.
Yeah.
But don't give up.
Oh no, 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 no. It's not about giving up.
Yeah. Give yourself a little grace. And if this is not, kitchen may not be my thing
Mm-hmm.
today, I may take the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay? Take bathroom. Smaller room, bathroom. Okay. Put the timer on. Be surprised. Like, all right. I did the bathroom.
Right.
Yay. And then my mom used to say, when you retire, just do one thing a day. If
Yeah.
you do more than that, great, but at least one thing a day. And to this day, her 79-year-old sister lives by that. She said, I remember my sister said, do one thing a day.
Mm-hmm.
If I do more, fine. If I just do one, I met my goal.
Then you made your goal.
I met my goal.
Yeah.
And she's living in an upscale retirement village,
Yeah.
in um Beverly
Oh my
Hills.
goodness.
I know people.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, as this new year comes in,
Mm-hmm.
just make your goals
Realistic.
attainable,
Realistic.
realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Make them realistic
Mm-hmm.
so that you can stick to it and achieve it.
Right.
Because you're real proud of yourself when you have finished a project
Yeah.
or achieved your goal.
Right.
And we deserve to smile
Mm-hmm.
no matter what's going on around us. We deserve to look in the mirror and smile at ourselves, be proud of ourselves.
Yeah, you don't have to rush into the structure. Build peace with one gentle system at
Yeah,
a time.
yeah,
And that's what I was saying. You can't fix everything in one bite.
right.
If you're going to focus on finances, then focus on finances. If you're going to focus on health, which is different than focus on weight loss, if
Mhm.
that's what you're going to focus. If you're going to focus on family relationships, that's another one. If you've had, I'll tell you, it was funny to me. My mom never made breakfast for me for school. And so the time during my childhood, I didn't even live in my house. I was with caretakers. My mom retired. I was in college, but living at home. She came out and I don't know if I hurt her feelings, but I was like, "What are you doing? I'm making you breakfast before you go to school. You're doing what? Yeah, and I ironed your shirt. Who are you and where's my mom?"
Mm,
You know, if you have not done certain things in the family and your goal is now I'm going to be more loving and caring and whatever, also do that in small dosages because, don't overwhelm the person who has not received all that attention and all of a sudden, why you all up in my business?
Yeah. Yeah, and like she said, "Where's my mom? What you do with my mom?
Right.
Because
Because my
you're
mom
not"
does, right.
you know, but yeah, small doses.
So more doses.
Mhm.
Yes. Like I said, one system at a time.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Be kind to yourself,
Yep.
and you don't have to do it perfectly. Just be intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for hanging out with us today and Thrive by the Rising Muse. If this episode has helped you breathe a little easier, share it with someone who needs a softer start to the new year or
yep,
new goals.
exactly. And make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms at The Rising Muse for daily encouragement, updates, behind the scenes, and resources to support your healing journey.
And as always, if you or someone you know is struggling, help is always available.
Remember, if you're experiencing a mental health crisis, please dial 988. If a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis, please dial 911 or take them to the nearest emergency room. If you think that you're in a domestic violence relationship and need to talk and receive some assistance, you can call 800-799-7233 or text 887-888. Please make sure that you're in a safe place when you're reaching out for help.
We love you. We're rooting for you. And we'll see you next time as we continue to talk about the things that we need to do with intention. And
And
don't
don't
forget
forget
to
to
thrive.
thrive.
Have a great day.
Bye bye.